How many times are you allowed to restart before it starts becoming embarrassing? I'm not gonna lie, restarting at this stage of life kinda doesn't make sense. What I realize now is that I'm not looking to experiment anymore. I'm actually in search of stability. Now, I have one of those brains that tends to categorize and compartmentalize everything. Like everything I do, new goals, new beginnings, visions. And I feel like I always have like a lot of vision, but like they say, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. A complete restart like that kind of doesn't make sense. Mind you, I love all these things. I love new beginnings. I love new projects, new stuff. But aside from the fact that I do tend to have a lot of vision, I also tend to lack in planning. You know, back in the day, in like 2018 to 2020, back when hustle culture and productivity culture was a thing, in which time I was hitting the end of my college career, I tried all the things, like literally followed a lot of the Jordan Peterson advice, all the Tim Ferriss advice, like the 4-hour body, the make your bed first thing in the morning, like all that stuff. I was really into that. I experimented so much back in the day. Honestly, I had a blast because I love experiments. But what I realize now is that I'm not looking to experiment anymore. I'm actually in search of stability. I realize I'm looking for stability and an organized life, basically. Because you know what? I'm proud of the person I've become, but I'm not so proud of the choices that I've made in the sense of actually the choices I have not made. Like, I've taken the convenient route way too many times than I'm proud to admit. But you know, I guess that's kind of how the world is built. It's kind of built to keep you in a comfort zone, but also kind of in a lie. Because when you see the fruits of what that comfortness gives, you realize that those fruits are actually like a little rotten, or maybe not even there, you know, like lack of fruit. So my new approach for this realization that I'm actually looking for stability and not like figuring myself out anymore is, yes, setting goals, because I do have a vision, but I need a plan. And something I've been struggling with as of today is that my plans are a little too general. And last week I sat down and I planned and I scheduled and I put on my calendar like the stuff that I needed to do, but I did not take into account the thing that we all battle with every day, probably you did too, which is resistance. I basically just want to integrate different habits to my everyday, but not to like reset my whole routine and my whole life, but more so to get me closer to that stability I'm looking for, you know, because we all have this perspective of what our perfect day looks like or stuff like that. So for this season, I'm setting myself up for a 75 hard, but actually not hard, because I have done the 75 hard before 1.5 times. I want to do something like a 75 medium or something along those lines. And like I said last week, I was trying to figure out a schedule, a routine, but I did not take into account the resistance. So I tried last week to incorporate this new routine, and I was not successful because, again, I didn't take into account the resistance that some of the things that I set myself up to do were like in my environment, you know. That's something that I have to pay more attention to, I guess. And I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm pretty sure you're trying to figure it out, and you will. But just for today, if you're chronically on YouTube, I'm not gonna tell you to like stop scrolling and leave and do something. But I am going to advise you that you use what distracts you as a tool. So if it's a reset that you want, better habits, a better routine, or just being more organized and disciplined, or heck, even to like stop doing certain things, you know? Like, yes, continue watching stuff on YouTube or social media or whatever, but also act upon it. You know, you can grab a notepad or your phone and start taking notes of the stuff you watch. Because I know you're like me, I know a lot of the times you tend to have these good ideas or things that you want to implement it, and you're writing notes but in your head. Don't do that. Just grab a notebook and start writing them physically. Like, take up all the notes and start applying them. My main thing with this video is to remind you to remember, because I'm sure you've accomplished a lot of things in your life in the past, like me accomplishing 75 hard once fully and halfway another time. Also, like, you know, getting up every day at 4:30 a.m., being all productive and stuff. You've done things in the past, you know, you've accomplished little things, or maybe that could be a big thing for you. But I just want to remind you to remember about those little victories and to bring them to the forefront of your mind, so maybe you can stop listening to those negative thoughts that always remind you of the many times you failed, like I have. So I'm here to encourage you, to remind you to remember your victories. You can do it. And remember, just don't worry about being perfect. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, and like I say, just do it. Start messy, do it now. I can assure you, you won't regret it. So yeah.